Soundwave Radio here, 2014 on andrewhogue.com, and it's great to be chatting now with Mark and Eddie from Suicide Silence. Lots happened to this band in the last couple of years, so first we'll just get acquainted with their Soundwave experience and how things have been going for the lads, so talk it up. Your first time in Australia, Eddie?
No, I've been here. This is my first time with Suicide Silence, but
yeah.
I've been here a couple times before.
Yep.
I love it every single time. However, this event in itself is really special. It's hands down one of the best tours I've ever been on. Just the way the crowd reacts, the way the festival reacts with the crowd. I think it's the way it puts on as many bands as it possibly can, and everybody's here to enjoy a lot of good live music. That, hands down, as many festivals as there are in the world, I feel like this one, I don't know, it's well organized and it really brings a good energy. I think everybody here loves being here every second of the day.
I don't think I've ever been on a tour that is like so well put together, and it's like, oh yeah, there's going to be a bus to pick you up, and you got your own room here, and don't worry about it, there's a coffee barista over here, and like everything's just taken care of, and it's fucking just the easiest. I mean, Andrew's here hanging out. I keep running into you, so that's always cool. I mean, dude, everybody on the tour is just in good spirits.
Yeah.
On or off the spirits, they're in good spirits.
Now let's talk a bit about, obviously, again, condolences regarding Mitch. It's hard to imagine what you guys have endured and still enduring to this day. Very difficult subjects for you guys to discuss, but when was the decision to be put in place about continuing with the band and finding Eddie? I know you probably answered this before, but you know, were there moments where you just thought, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I mean, really, we just didn't really know. Once we didn't know what to do. Once we went into the whole, like, the memorial show and the Kennedy Fund, that came within literally a 24-hour time. Like, we all met up the day after just to be with each other and, like, be around each other, and the memorial show idea was born, the Kennedy Fund idea was born, and then that was kind of where our heads were at and our hearts were at for the most part. And once we got the memorial show over with, we didn't know what we wanted to do with the band, and we wanted to just get the necessary time off to cope and just get our heads right and even see what was going on. I mean, we never had time off with the band. We're not a band that takes breaks. We're always 150,000% or nothing. So I mean, that's kind of where our hearts were still, was 150,000, going 100% for the fund and making sure that whatever Mitch wanted would need to be. Mitch was a passionate dude with his family, with his life, with everything. So I mean, we just kind of had to take the energy that Mitch had on this earth and continue it with ourselves and just keep that energy alive through the fund, through us doing as much as we can for his memory. And we weren't really comfortable, with the thought of keeping the band going yet. We didn't know, but we made a point to meet up together once a month and talk and have a band meeting with our management and just see where everybody's at. And I mean, nobody wanted to stop. Nobody was ready for it to be over, and we didn't think that Mitch would want us to stop because of the events. So I mean, it's hard to speak for someone that's passed, but I mean, we know Mitch, and we know that he's fucking he was all about living life hard, and if you want to fucking talk about living life hard, it's replacing a fucking brother and such an iconic dude. So, I mean, we knew that was the right thing to do, is just take that step, take that plunge, and go and get somebody that we love and that is another brother, and somebody that, knows Mitch and knows the situation, has been around us, and there's no tryout, no nothing. It took, I don't even know, we talked probably, like April or something.
We talked at the end of April, and just after that, it took about 3 or 4 months to really have, the proper dialogue with myself and with my family and my friends at home who, maybe did or did not know the situation, but understood, my career and understood what I was doing with my life. And, once I said yes, I mean, it was like, once it said yes, we just started fucking going at it,
How did you feel when you got the call? Obviously, with the news was incredibly tragic, but to have that opportunity and on top of the circumstance surrounding it would have been not sort of a jump for joy kind of response. It was just like, shit, what do you do? Especially in the shoes of Mitch's persona being so prominent in the scene. And of course the circumstance surrounding it. How much pressure were you feeling around that time?
Honestly, right, the first thing that happened was these guys asked me just to do You Only Live Once, just to hear what somebody else sounded like, and then that was no problem. It was like an immediate yes. Hey guys, whatever you need. Much like the memorial show, when they came at me and asked me to do it, I said absolutely. You guys are my dudes, and I'll do anything you guys need. I love you guys. I'm here for you guys. And
basically he kicked ass on that track. And we all really, really liked it.
Yeah, they sent me back pretty much 2 days later. They're like, yeah, pretty much, dude. Like, you killed it on this. We'd love for you to be a part of our band and in the future of Suicide Silence. And immediately my first reaction was always, hey, I've got something going on currently, and it's going to take a lot of back and forth from the both of us to make both bands work, and it's already slowing down, so I do have the time. I'm starting to have the availability, so if you guys need me, yeah, absolutely. It's more of like, it was more of a, it's not a jump for joy thing. I was honored, absolutely honored that they thought that I could fill the shoes, and it was more of a feeling of, yes, anything you guys need, I'm down. Let me think about it for a little while. Let me make sure that this is going to be the right thing. Let me make sure within myself, and I need to do some soul searching, and I did it, and absolutely was. I'm here now, and I'm happy as fuck. I'm more than proud of everything that we've done to get here. And, we're going to continue kicking fucking ass because that's what we do,
Yeah. And how do you feel, Mark, now that the train, as you said, it rarely stops, and obviously with this tragic circumstance, once you got it moving again, do you have trouble looking back, especially playing the songs every night and knowing that that's part of Mitch's legacy right there, and you sort of got to get back into that sort of mode? Are there moments where the rest of you guys sort of just think, wow, did this actually happen? Does it still feel like it's a dream in a sense?
Yeah, it's all it's definitely has a new feeling, and it's a good new feeling. Every day on stage, I've got a lot of things that I think about, and I'm more in the moment of thinking about. I'm definitely aware of everything that's happening on stage as far as my emotions and as far as looking out into the crowd. I've heard enough from the fans, and I know the support is there, and I know that everybody is really proud of us for moving forward, and everybody really is enthusiastic about Eddie being in the band, and it's definitely not an easy task, but I think it's really good for us, and I know that all of us talk about this kind of stuff, and it's just like we're moving forward without Mitch. This is a really, really insanely huge thing. It's a huge step for us. It's something it's incomparable to anything else, so it's really hard to say what it's even like. It's just it is what's happening right now, and I didn't have expectations. I didn't know what was going on, but I couldn't be more grateful for the way that the fans are reacting, the way that I'm actually handling it. It's not an easy thing to go through. I think we took the necessary amount of time off, and we all got our heads straight, and we took our health back because we've been on the road just abusing the fuck out of ourselves for so long, and now we're out and it's happening. And the first show over here, that was our first show playing together in Brisbane, and that show was the most intense, spiritual, I'm so glad that it happened the way it went down. The crowd was insane. We were all feeling it, feeding off each other, and that's what's keeping me feeling good, is that we're all living with this energy and this pressure, and to prove to us and to prove to everyone that we're going to be here, and we're going to keep this going, and we're going to move it on, and we're going to keep making badass music, because we already finished a fucking record together, and you guys got to wait, and you're going to fucking hear it, and you're going to love it. But no, it's all surreal, because you just don't expect that life is going to throw you that curveball, and you're going to end up on Soundwave with a new singer, and it all just goes to the root of Suicide Silence is do it your own fucking way, and we've been doing it our own fucking way our whole career, and shit goes down, and we're gonna keep doing it our own way, and I think that's kind of where the fans are catching our energy. I mean, we're not up here phoning it in. We're not out here for fucking money. We're not out here for anything but the satisfaction of playing music and making sure that the people that have supported us as musicians are getting support from us, because we are here to make sure that they are getting the energy and the support that they need from our music.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, people always pass around the cliche that, live fast, die young, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it's not something you think about every day because you're too busy living your life. But how much of it has been a wake-up call for you, Mark, in particular, being in the band for a long time, and the other members after the sort of tragedy of Mitch's passing, just to think, damn, because you just never know.
Yeah, it was a pretty much automatic wake-up call for me. There was like a lot of lingering thoughts in my head prior to Mitch's passing that it was just shit that was in my head that it's like, you need to chill out on this, or it's like, you shouldn't be doing these kind of things to yourself on such a regular basis. But it's just so easy to get into the mode and get into the hustle and bustle of touring, and there's the stress, and it's easy to relieve that stress. And I would say that I was more on the end of relieving the stress all the time, as opposed to focusing on myself and the stage. And the music became, I obviously love to write the music and be a part of it, but more than ever, when once Mitch passed, it's just like the real thought of never playing again, or like playing with Suicide Silence again. I mean, it was a real shock, and I just knew I needed to do some real soul searching and real changes. And I wouldn't say that Mitch directly influenced me to become sober, but it really helped. And once I had gone a few months without a drink, it started becoming second nature to just not be drinking when everyone else was, and it started making me feel better, and just be, like I was saying before, be more in the moment, more aware of what's going on, and not trying to drown my regular anxiety, my regular fucking emptiness inside, which is just a normal thing. I mean, we all didn't grow up and we're not all just happy bunch of fucking hunky-dory dudes, so yeah, I think it was necessary to make that step. But I mean, we all had our vices, and I wouldn't say that Mitch was any worse than any of us. We all fucking went hard, and I mean, I guess I could just say that good things can come from such tragic events, and I'm glad that everybody in the band is doing as well as they are, and that we're all together here, and we're still sticking around and supporting each other and being friends at that, and as much as we might still annoy each other or whatever, we can talk the fuck out of anything, and if anything's really going on, we're all here for each other. And I mean, it's this band, obviously it's an understatement to say we'll never be the same, but we definitely are. We are recharged, and we appreciate the fuck out of being in this band and being a part of this group, and we're gonna keep doing it for Mitch and for ourselves. So.
Well, you mentioned before about new music. Can you tap into the source a bit more about how it sounds, what we can sort of expect, and when it's going to be out, how many songs?
Sound-wise, it's brutal. It's heavy. We have more songs than we need right now. We're gonna end up cutting a bunch of them and probably using them for different releases and stuff like that. It's the mixture of the Black Crown and the cleansing, and just another step forward. You know what I mean? It's what the next record should have been. It's what it's gonna be, and we really put every ounce of ourselves into it. I was gonna add earlier that this is the happiest I've seen these guys in a long time, and it really shines through in the music. The feeling of completeness is really in there, and all the angst and all the pain and all the toil that we've gone through losing our friend is in there as well. I've said this before, and it's I felt Mitch when we were recording. I felt him there. There's a big poster of him in our studio, and It's in the corner right above Alex's head, and it really feels like he's looking down and sharing with us. So I mean, you can expect that on the record. That feeling that it's almost like a cathartic release.
Yeah. Well, we can get you guys to choose. Actually, Mark, you can tell us one of your favourite tracks that reminds you of Mitch to conclude our chat.
Yeah, on the new record, well, we've already let this cat out of the bag, which is Mitch wrote one song lyrically for a song that we had recorded musically, and he was supposed to record the vocals for that literally the day after he wrecked. So I mean, he never got to record it. We never got to hear how he was going to sing sing the words. But we took those words, we used them in a song. Me, Ed, and Alex all came together to try and figure out how to, and Evitz, our producer, tried to figure out how Mitch would spit it. And the lyrics, I'm going to tell you, it's going to floor you when you read it to just understand what he was saying at that point in time. And I'm not even going to tell you because I want it to be a good surprise. And I mean, just I had never read the lyrics. I actually knew that they were on his iPad, and I didn't get to read the lyrics until Ed was already in the band, and I knew these lyrics existed, and I knew we were going to use them, but it wasn't like I was trying to see them anytime soon. And once I read them and I found out what Mitch was writing about, it just it gave me goosebumps, man. It still makes me. It's not even. It doesn't really seem real what he was writing about at that point, and then for the events to happen, and then. So I mean, that song is going to be. Every time I hear it, still, it's just like, what the fuck is really happening in this world right now?
Well, obviously we don't have the track yet, but do you have a title for the song once it comes available to the masses down the track?
I can't tell you.
You can't reveal it. All right. Well, then it should be, I guess, in the artwork it should say something to do with Mitch's lyrics.
It'll be a lot of the theme of the record. So yeah, it's real special. It blows my mind that it even really is happening, and it's a good thing that it's happening. And I really am just I'm a ball of anxiousness until this record is out, dude, because it's something that I think we put a lot of work into, and as soon as it was over, I got depressed because I wanted to still be working. I still wanted to be working on that record because it was just such an emotional journey. And then once it was over, it was like, fuck, it's over. I remember the last day before Ed went back home, we all were like, all right, that was the last bit of vocals, hugging it out, this is over, this is it's in the books. And it's really cool. And I mean, right now, I just heard we're getting mixes right now, hearing the way it's going to be, put together. So it's sounding fucking huge.
Yeah,
and I guarantee Andrew Hogue will approve.
Damn straight. Well, you guys can fight amongst yourselves and to get a track off the Black Crown to conclude our chat here.
Well, let's do OCD.